Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Mike. I'm one of the presenters on the channel. So I may look different to some of you, and that's because I'm clean shaven. And that's in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who got his case completely sent back to the starting point.
This persecution of the Igbo people, this orchestrated, almost global persecution of the people stops with me. It cannot happen. It can never happen. That is why we do what we do. That is why I do what I do. I am campaigning for the freedom of my people because of the persecution that we're facing. Yes. It's as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes. Yes.
Exactly. The common denominator in all of this is for our client to get fair hearing. And if this fair hearing cannot be guaranteed in this court, then we need to try another court.
You will understand the virtuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me. Okay. They kept switching the charges. Yes. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England. Yes. And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, United Kingdom. Yes. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said. It's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it? Yeah. Based on that, they removed London. Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast.
Even anybody who is not a lawyer knows that a client, especially a defendant who is facing the death penalty, deserves to have some private time with his lawyers.
This is the judgment of the Supreme Court. It made it very clear that even that the impartiality of the judge is questionable.
So, try to relay it to the Honorable Court, but the court was insisting in the face of all this, especially the injustice of not allowing him his constitutional right to fair hearing. The court was insisting on proceeding to trial. That left our client with no choice than to express his loss of confidence in the impartiality of the court. That's what happened. That's why he requested for the judge to recuse herself.
In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
So as you guys know, on this channel, we've been covering the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this is someone who has been persecuted and put in jail for more than 4 years. Yes, you heard that right. Over 4 years. And the courts have decided, from the appellate courts to the Supreme Court, now to the Federal High Court. And now the Federal High Court is sending his case back to the Chief Justice so that the Chief Justice can decide who the right judge for this case will be. As we all know, Justice Binta and Nyako has conflict of interest with the case, and she has decided to recuse herself because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rightly said that she should not be the judge making a decision on this trial. If you remember, he was arrested in Kenya and extradited air quote, because he wasn't really extradited, but rather was kidnapped from Kenya. I did a full video on that. I'm going to leave a link on that video up here. If you guys want to watch that video, I go through his biography and his life journey and also compare that against that of Sunday Igboho. But back to the matter at hand, what you have here is a Nigerian who is basically facing the death penalty, and the Nigerian government is trying to rush the case through. And Mazi Nnamdi is like, nope, you're not going to rush this through. And the judge who's presiding, person of justice, Binta and Nyako, is someone who has a conflict of interest, and she's not following orders of the Supreme Court. So this matter has gone up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court have said there's nothing here. But the Nigerian government continues to move the goalposts and change the case. Again, for those of you out there who are social media creators and content creators like myself, you want to be very, very careful. Because what you have here is someone who was broadcasting from London, the United Kingdom, and he was broadcasting there, and somehow the Nigerian government is charging him against an offense committed in a foreign land to which he's a citizen of. So the whole thing does not even make any small sense at all. So thank you for joining. For those of you who are not Nigerians, we are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this is a very, very important case that can actually destabilize the whole country, Nigeria, because you have someone who is one of the 3 major tribes, the Igbo, the Yoruba, and the Hausas. Of all 3 of them, the Igbos are the most persecuted. They've not had someone in presidency for over 40 years. And even the president they had lasted for about 6 months. But power has been rotated continually between the Hausas and the Yorubas, and temporarily between an Ijaw man in the person of Jonathan Goodluck. So in Nigeria, it's a case where people are presumed to be guilty until innocent. In other parts of the world, they will tell you that you are innocent until proven guilty. But in Nigeria, you are guilty until proven innocent. And he's been in custody for more than 4 years. And I'm afraid, sadly, for this man, they'll have to put him back in jail. And then they have to wait for up to another 2 or 3 years to retry this bogus case of treason. The question is, why are they damaging this man's life? Like, why? Why are they ruining his life? This is a 56-year-old man who is married. And imagine if you are the wife of someone like this where you don't have access to him, how are you going to be able to live your life? How are you going to be able to carry on? So this is a case of injustice and a case whereby someone is caught between the crossfire of the Nigerian legal, judicial, political system. Is it that Tinubu is afraid of him? Is it that Tinubu is afraid that if this man should get released, that it will destabilize Nigeria, even though Mazi Kanu has severally denounced all the agitators and those who want to tear Nigeria apart? And with the current stay-at-home order recently, he came out and he denounced that as well. So the question is, what is going on here, and why is it that the Igbos continue to be persecuted? I say this because we look at the bandits and the Fulani headsman during the time of Buhari. Most of those people were allowed to go free without doing anything. And if you push that a little bit, look at the case of the Asari Dokubo and those who were basically attacking Nigerian oil pipelines. So the government came about. Of course, Jonathan was in power then, and then they kind of made an agreement with them, which when Obasanjo was in power, Obasanjo had to put Jonathan as the vice president in the person of number 2 to Yaradua, just to appease these people. But the Igbos have not had any form of appeasement at all. So if you look at what went on with other tribes, the other tribes continue to do different things and they are allowed to go free. It seems like in terms of the amount of economic damages they are causing him, in terms of his own mental state, I mean, that video, just watching it just made me like felt these chills. Like, how can a country be so wicked to be able to detain somebody that really there's no crime committed? And like Martin Luther King said, injustice against one is injustice against all. So if we do not speak up against this injustice that is going on in daylight, in front of our eyes, who is going to speak against this injustice? Remember that quote where a Jewish man was saying they came for the clerk and I said nothing. They came for the, and I know I'm butchering that, they came for the tradesman, they said nothing. When they came for me, the Jew, there was nobody left to answer for me. So if we say nothing and you're saying, well, I'm a Yoruba man, it doesn't concern me. So I'm a Calabar man, it doesn't concern me. I'm a Hausa man, it doesn't concern me. One day it will come to your turn. And how will you be able to respond or defend yourself? If Sunday Igboho, who is currently living in Nigeria, going about freely about his duties and his day-to-day life, and Kanu Nnamdi committed just the same thing, so where's the justice and how can justice be served? So the argument here is that the judge is very partial and the judge is disobeying the orders of the Supreme Court, and it's contradictory to the laws of the land. Like, how can a whole country be so confused? This is not a very, very difficult case to try. A trial delayed is the same as injustice. Why is the Nigerian government being lethargic about this situation? Tinubu is in office now. It was during Buhari. And you think Tinubu is someone who, during the days of Nadeko, he came out, is for democracy. So, but that Tinubu now is in power and is turning deaf ears. Because honestly, these guys have no new evidence. They have no new witnesses. They have no new information. This case is 4 years old. And there's nothing new that needs to be added. So why is it being delayed? If politicians are people whereby the cases, election cases and anything that has to do with politics are determined in a matter of 1 or 2 months, quickly. Why is that when it comes to the matter affecting a whole tribe, 1/3 of the major tribes in the country, why is it handled with so much lethargy and so much unseriousness? And there are many people, all the governors in the Southeast, they've all called for this man to be released. But the judicial system is taking its sweet time. And my theory is that in Nigeria, the government tries to delay things by playing games and going back and forth and doing all these tactics. This is very, very dangerous. And to be honest, I feel like the country is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Because if something happens to this man, then you know there are 1 million other Igbos out there that will come out and will take action. Why is this case being handled in such a way to cause so much pain to this man, and in essence, by extension, so much pain to the Igbo people? Because of the sit-at-home orders and many, many other injustices that the Igbo people have faced in the country. So again, I'm a Nigerian and I'm a detribalized Nigerian. And this is something that affects many, many people, especially social media creators, content creators, and those that are traveling outside and talking from outside. Because if this man can be arrested for airing his opinion in his country of citizenship, the UK, and for the Nigerian government to go and just grab him and kidnap him from another country, that's something very scary. And that's something we all should be sleeping with one eye open at night. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe if you have not yet, and please share this video with someone you think might find value. Until I catch you in the next video, I'm Mike, and this is BattaBox. Bye, guys.
Bata bata, bata bata, bata box.